What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. We are finally doing our Q&A. Now, by the time you guys see this, will probably be, I don't know, almost maybe I think February. For the Q&A, I mainly kind of got the same questions. Mainly about, of course, how my labor and delivery went, if it was what I expected it to be, what I hoped it to be, questions in regards to starting a YouTube channel, and how I kind of got started and everything. You guys are probably wondering, like, where the heck are you? Where's your baby and everything? I am obviously in my car. I'm in a parking lot, actually at Target right now. I had to come by here to get some props and everything that I will be needing for next month for our baby. I did have to come get a couple like groceries and stuff, so I just came out, and since it's raining and it's too cold, I don't want to bring out our baby girl. And my boyfriend could have came, obviously, but he said, you know, he insisted, you go out, you need to get out a little bit. So I was like, okay, like, it's Target, what more else could I want? Who doesn't love Target? I do have quite a few time, but I am kind of limited, so I do have at least about less than an hour, because or about an hour or so, because my boyfriend does have to leave around 2-ish or so. Let's get started. First off, I do have the questions here on my phone. I will be answering a lot of these. Let's start off with the topic of how I got started with YouTube, what made me want to get started and everything, because that was another good question, and I have been wanting to film something like that a while back, but never got the opportunity to do so because I was like on and off again. But now the fact that I'm like completely on board, and I've been posting weekly on Fridays for about maybe almost 2 months now, so I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because it is a lot of hard work, and especially being a first-time mom, it's definitely not easy. So I'm very surprised that I was actually able to get the past couple videos up on weekly Fridays. The reason why I wanted to, you know, do a YouTube channel and everything, I actually had another YouTube channel years ago when I was little, in elementary, probably like 5th grade. I had this YouTube channel with my best friend. We were gonna do some videos and everything, you know, just bestie videos and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't know what the heck happened, but I lost kind of like my passwords and everything. I couldn't remember, I couldn't retrieve it or anything. I put it off. I just enjoyed, you know, kid life, but it was always on the back of my mind, because it was like the #1 thing that I've always wanted to do. I always loved filming videos. I love doing like those little challenge, like chubby bunny challenges, like all those little kind of funny ones from back in the days that a lot of you guys hopefully have seen. When I got into middle school, I was like, I need to take this more serious. I want to take it more serious. I want to do this, you know, be full-time on type of everything. I didn't have any equipment really. I had like a camera that my mom gave me. I don't know what happened. I think I lost the cable to it or something. And if mom, if you're watching this, I have it somewhere now. The fact that we moved, of course, but it is put away somewhere. I have no idea. Don't ask me where, but I do still have it. Knew that I was gonna also need, you know, something to edit off of, and I didn't have anything to edit off of. My mom actually ended up giving me her MacBook Air. Family road trips that we took back in the day when I was little, I would actually film off of my mom's GoPro, and I would just film like little things here and there, but I wouldn't talk in the video. So I would just like film little things, then I would hop onto my iMovie and then like edit it off, make a little clip or something, and then post it onto like Instagram. My mom has this camera, which is actually still hers, so I don't have my own yet. I'm very grateful the fact that she's let me use this, but it should have been something that I should have invested in a couple years ago before it got really popular. What I film off of in every single video that you guys see is the Canon G7X Mark II. This is the one that is like mainly very popular. Back in high school, for me, in those couple years, I was in sports, so I was doing volleyball. That would have been amazing to film, obviously, but I would just be too shy to film out in public and everything, so I wasn't really used to it, and I wanted to get used to it. But I wanted to first kind of start off with like those solo videos that you first start like in your own home, or just making little funny videos or whatever. And then when I got a little bit more comfortable, then I can film out in public, because filming out in public straight off the bat is kind of very common. I'm still off on that part where like I'm still shy, nervous, scared kind of. So whenever I do go out to like a big old public scenery or whatnot, I tend to not really like film myself and talk. I tend to just film and then I do like voiceovers. So I am really trying my best to kind of get more comfortable slowly but surely. Even the fact that I'm like being a lot more consistent now, it's been still a little bit difficult for me. During high school I was not really consistent. Life was just really difficult at the time for me. When I was a senior, COVID happened. I actually was on a birthday trip that my mom took me out to go to New York, and by the time we were coming back, that's when COVID happened. There was a shutdown. So I was still going through so much at that time. I was needing to think about going to college, what degree I wanted, what, like all that other stuff. By that time, I was no longer living in my hometown where I went to school. I was literally like 2 hours away. I was like, you know, like now would be a good time to start filming and everything, but I don't know why. For the time that I stopped having the confidence and build up and everything, I didn't feel any more confidence anymore. Like I didn't feel anything. I was just caved inside my room pretty much. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do anything or anything like that, until, you know, my mom kind of was helping me out a lot, getting through a lot of things. Then that's when I found my favorite influencer. Now I am gonna mention it because obviously this is how I got started and how I got and built more confidence to want to do it more. My favorite influencer of all time that pretty much made me kind of have built that momentum and gave me that courage to go and do it again and inspired me was Natalie Cuevas. In my previous videos, you guys have seen that I've met already Nat. I've met other influencers as well, such as Simi, such as Jake, her boyfriend, her parents, you know, Jake's sister. Like I've met so many people already, and it's been super crazy. That all literally happened just last year. Back when this happened, COVID was in 2020. So I found Nat during that time, and since I was going through such a hard time, Nat saved me. Like she saved me from being just caved in my room. So she made me want to go out and do these things and everything. When I was watching her videos, I was like, damn, she's so young and she already accomplished like these things. When you're first starting, you're your own owner for this. You're your own owner for your own channel. Like you need to make your videos, you need to come up with ideas, you need to you know, kind of see what you're gonna be filming and everything, you know, kind of already play it in your head, plan out your videos, like schedule accordingly, because YouTube likes to see you have like kind of like a set schedule. They want to see you be consistent, they want to see you be creative with your thumbnails and everything. CapCut is like my #1 that I use typically for my Instagram reels, my TikToks, my YouTube shorts, and my YouTube videos as well. So then I talked to my mom and I told her, you know, like I, you know, want to do this, I want to do that. So too, she was trying to push me to go to college, but at the time it's like I didn't know any colleges that were out here. I didn't know what I 100% wanted to go to school for. I want to be able to feel like I can give other people confidence and feel inspired. Don't lose hope. Like don't lose hope, don't lose confidence, because I once did and I held back for so long. Like if I started back then, back in 2020, and took it entirely completely serious and went full on in, I could be having different things in my life. Like I'm literally borrowing stuff that was my mom's or is my mom's, and she's helped me get started. So she's the one who actually also to inspired me. She also to made me build up confidence. I remember when she moved, she's 10 hours away. So when she moved, I told her that I wanted to do YouTube again, but I just didn't have the camera and I didn't have this, I didn't have that. So she's like, no, like don't go spend, like I have a camera for you. You have the camera, the one that you used back then. She goes, just use it, I'll ship it out to you. And so she literally shipped it out to me. My mom is my biggest supporter ever, besides my boyfriend, don't get me wrong, but she's my biggest supporter. Kind of pushed me to do it more. Even my boyfriend too, he pushes me to do things more, to make YouTube videos, to make little videos. And you guys could tell, like if you watch my Instagram reels, you guys watch my TikToks, like you guys will see that he's in my videos and he gets involved. Like he will involve his own self. Like I don't tell him to, because I don't want to film people that I, you know, I am with or that I talk to or that I know. Like I don't want to film them and make them feel uncomfortable. Like I won't do it unless if you actually want to be in the video or be a part of it or anything like that. Me, I just like, I respect people's privacy and lives and whatnot, so I prefer them to feel comfortable and okay, or know that they're comfortable and they're okay with me. Like I just won't, you know, kind of go that route. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I hope I am. I would react so much. Like I'm also too supporting all these people because I see how hard that they're working every single day. It's just difficult. If you have a normal life where you work a full-time job, or even if you have a part-time job and you go to school, or either or. No matter what, everybody's lives is super busy, and to be consistent with something else that you really want to put your mind to, it's gonna take time. Would message Simi. I remember then she followed back, she responded to me. I would ask her for advice, tips, anything like that to gain on my YouTube to kind of grow and everything. So she gave me so much information. I was just like, wow, like blown away. I took that information and carried it up until today. Like I still carry it with me. That's kind of pretty much how I got started with YouTube, and try to do videos that don't involve money. Just do videos of like your daily life, but try to do videos also too that is currently trending at the time. Try to do videos that just don't involve money, and if it does involve money, say like, you know, you need to go restock up on groceries or something, try to go do that and film something like that. And if you don't want to talk during, you know, walking in the store or something, just film a little bit while you're walking within the store. But you can also too, when you edit, do a voiceover or add like a music in the background. So I think, in my opinion, that's kind of what would help. When you're starting off, make videos that are 10 minutes at most or less, because when you start, you want to try to gain attention to your videos. I remember when I first started, that was something that I had looked up and saw and came across on, where they said if you're starting, you want to make videos that obviously attract people. You don't want to make boring videos, because when they're watching, they need to watch the whole entire video in order for you to actually receive all of that view count, I believe it's called, or count, I can't remember. Now moving on to now momhood. Someone did ask me, was delivery pretty much like what I expected it to be? Now honestly, yeah, pretty much. As a first time mom, I mean, you're not gonna really know when you go into labor, but people do say when you are in labor, when you're going into labor, you will know. A month ago, we were getting our place, and typically you start your maternity week at 36 weeks, or that's when you can start, and you have 4 weeks till your due date. But you know, your baby can probably come sooner, or it can come after, who knows. For me, I didn't want to work up until my 36 weeks. I actually wanted to work up until almost like my due date, my December 30th. I didn't know she was gonna come sooner. I really thought she was gonna come after 40, like during my 40 weeks mark. When we got our apartment, we did the move and everything, but we still weren't settled in. So it's like we were going to work and we would stay late and everything, so we had to come home, make food and everything. So I decided to start my maternity leave 2 weeks prior to my due date. So I started like in the middle of the month, and then I had 2 weeks to pretty much start get things like organized, kind of get settled in, and also to do nesting. So that's why, like, I felt like all of that stuff that I was doing pushed me to go into labor. I don't know why. I just have a feeling to this day. But I literally, by the time I was done like nesting, you guys, I kid you not, it was literally like a week before, like, or a couple days before that I went into labor. Because then when it came to Christmas Eve, we went over to my sister-in-law's house. I was completely fine, didn't feel nothing. But then on the 25th, like at 2 a.m, I started feeling pain, and really sharp pain on my bottom stomach. And I was like, oh my god, like, what is this pain? Because I remember I was in my deep sleep and I woke up from that pain. I was like, what the heck is this? Why am I feeling this? Like, what is this? Like, is this hurting her? Like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. So I remember I went to the bathroom to check if I was possibly bleeding. I wasn't bleeding, but I got back into bed and it kind of went away. So I was like, oh, maybe I just need to go to the bathroom. So I went back into bed, fell asleep, and like 5 to 10 minutes later, I woke up again to the pain. So I was like, this is not normal. So I don't know what contractions feel like. And people say that they just feel like your normal menstrual cycle cramps, but just more painful, which is 100% correct. So for those who are moms already, yeah, I know what that thing feels like now. And if you're a first time mom, don't be afraid, because again, all women's body is completely different. So don't ever feel like yours is gonna be so much more painful than anybody else. Like, it could be so much more painful, it could be less painful, it could be semi in the middle, who knows. But for me, that's how I was feeling, and I just kept waking up every 5 to 10 minutes. I was like, oh my god, like, I think I'm having contractions. I don't know. I was literally playing like a freaking guessing game. So I was just in bed, and I was there laying in bed feeling pain from like 2 a.m. all the way to like literally 5 in the morning. And I was like, So 2 hours I was just going through that, and I was trying to get sleep. I was like, oh, I need to go to sleep and this and that. And it was a good thing because my boyfriend was actually off of work, and it was his day off. So I remember he woke up in the middle of the night and he hugged me, and I was just like in pain. I was like I was just breathing in and out type, pretty much trying to survive through that pain. And I remember when he flipped over, he looked at me and he heard me, and he's like, are you okay? What's wrong? And I go, I don't know. I go, I'm feeling a lot of pain below my stomach. I just don't know though, like what it is. Like, I don't know if I'm having contractions. Like, I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's hurting her or not. Like, I was scared. And he told me, he goes, do you want to go to the hospital? And I go, no. I go, not yet. So I kind of waited again for it to kind of go away, but then it never went away. So then I told him, like, yeah, no, I think we gotta go. And he told me to. He's like, no, yeah, we gotta go. So we got our bags and stuff. I pretty much had like everything already pre-ready. Got our bags, we left to the hospital, we got admitted. Not admitted, but we got, you know, brought in. They checked me for dilation, and I was only at 1 centimeter. No, I was a little bit above 1 centimeter. And I was like, oh man, like, okay, so I guess it's, you know, I'm actually having contractions. So I was like, okay, this is what it feels like. 1 hour later, they had kept me to see if maybe it was going to increase or not, and it didn't. So it was still kind of like in the middle. They sent me home. So we went home, and I remember I called my mom in the middle of that. I kind of scared her because when the doctor came back, I was telling her, I was talking to her over the phone, and I told her, I was like, Mom, I gotta go, like, I'll call you back right now. Like, she goes, Alyssa, like, we need to know what's going on. And I was like, I'm sorry, like, the doctor's coming, you know, I will call you back right away. So when we were walking out to my boyfriend's truck, I remember I called my mom back right away, and I told her, like, yeah, we were at the hospital, because I shared my locations with my parents. She kind of didn't believe me. She thought I was kind of like messing around. I was like, no, like, I'm being serious. Like, we had to come to the hospital because I was feeling pain, and I wasn't sure if it was contractions or not. But come to find out, it was contractions. And I told her, you know, like, this is how much I was dilated at still, but they did say that I am having contractions, and they kept me for about an hour, but it wasn't increasing. So it's kind of like steady-ish, but who knows, it can change, you know, within a couple of hours or whatnot. So her and my stepdad were actually having breakfast at that moment, and it was like 6 in the morning, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, like, they're literally about like 10 hours away, and it was just super crazy. So before I move forward, let me stop right there, and I will get back to that part. But what I wanted and expected my labor and delivery to be was, I wanted to only have just my boyfriend and my mom in the room. The reason why, now a lot of people may not like that or not, but the reason why I wanted to have my boyfriend there is obviously because he's the dad. So he's the dad, you know, I wanted him to be with our daughter in case if they were to take her anywhere, which actually they didn't end up taking her anywhere, but in case of anything. But also too, I wanted my mom to be there as well, because in case if she were to be walked out and my boyfriend be with her, she's taken care of with someone, and I'm also taken care of by somebody that, you know, I know. Obviously, yes, I know that there's healthcare providers and whatnot there, but it's just like, I was a first-time mom. I didn't know what to expect, like certain questions, concerns, or anything like that. I don't have answers to those things. Like, I'm a first-time mom, so I don't know whether if it's gonna be a good thing, a bad thing, or whatnot. So that's why I wanted to have my mom there, so that way, like, my boyfriend's with our daughter, and my mom's pretty much with me. So that's what I wanted. And back to the topic now. So after I told her, she's like, oh my god, like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like, this is, you know, pretty much what's going on now. And I remember we went back home. We came back home, and I told my boyfriend, like, I don't know why, I just have a feeling like my parents might be coming down. I don't know yet, because I had that gut feeling because I know my mom. Come to find out, yeah, they ended up showing up like same day. I went to go visit my grandma and my brother for Christmas Day, and I told my brother, I was like, I might be going into labor soon within the next couple days. Like, obviously it was getting close to our due date, so I wasn't too sure. So the fact that, like, I just had that feeling, and I wasn't able to then see my mom's location, I was like, no, like, I know my mom's coming. Like, I don't know, I just have a feeling. And I remember I called her and I FaceTimed her actually. She answered, but she had it too close to her face. And she said that she was like at grocery store waiting for food. I was like, no, that's not her. So she was actually at a fast food place getting food. And they were actually 4 hours away at that time when I called them. And within that time frame, they obviously then showed up because she then FaceTimed me. She had just gotten back home and she had FaceTimed me and she was with my brother. And I cried, I bawled my eyes out. I was, you know, I'm that type of girl. So I do get emotional very quick, but also too because of my pregnancy as well. So I was just very emotional and I was just really happy because I told my boyfriend, like, I just feel like my parents are not gonna make it in time, like they're so far and everything. And he felt bad. He was just like, I'm sorry, like, you know, like, I'm sure, you know, we're gonna figure this out, like your mom just wants to make sure that you're okay and everything. I was like, I know, but you know, it's just not what I had hoped for. But my mom ended up showing up and she was there. So, and it was funny because then the following day they both came over. My boyfriend was worried to go back to work and leave me home alone. So I told him, I was like, no, don't worry. I go, my parents are here now. Like, more than likely my parents are going to be coming over in the morning to, you know, just come visit and whatnot, but also to just be with me just in case. So that's what happened. He's like, I know. He's like, I'm kind of grateful that they're here now because I didn't want you to be alone. So he went to work and my parents came over in the morning, like about 8ish or 9ish on the following day after Christmas. And I was feeling more pain. Like, I was feeling more pain and there was that like gooey-ishness. I think I have a picture. Let me see. I went to the bathroom. I remember I went to the bathroom and I took a picture of it and I showed my parents. I was like, this is what just came out of me. I don't know if this is good or bad. Now, I'm sorry if this is gross, but like, this is literally what had came out of me. Hopefully, that is literally what had came out of me. So I guess it's like a mucus thing or whatnot. So yeah, that came out and I didn't know if that was like a good thing or a bad thing or if that was a sign or something. I remember like I was just feeling so much more pain and I was just trying to finish up organizing and stuff. My mom and my stepdad were just like, are you okay? Like, do you want to go to the hospital? I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital because then if we go and they had, you know, kind of like get me checked in and whatnot and check me, like if I'm not dilated for, like they're just gonna send us home. I go, if it gets stronger, I will say let's go. And eventually my stepdad was like timing them and I was trying to time them too. But, and I remember I still have them here too in my notes. But then I was just like, yeah, like contractions. This was on the 25th at 9:07 a.m. like 8:35 a.m. was 1 minute, then at 8:42 I had it for a minute, and then 8:48, 8:57, 8:58, 9:06, blah blah blah, whatever. We didn't go yet, but then they started getting stronger to the point where I couldn't walk. And I remember they said that like if you can't walk, like come back. So I was feeling like that and I was like, man, like this is getting worse. And I couldn't time my contractions anymore. Like I was just like so out of it. I was just focusing on trying to relax and everything and calm down. My stepdad was like timing my contractions and told my mom like, we need to go to the hospital, like she is gonna be going into labor, like the baby's coming. So I remember I told my parents, I was like, no, you know what, I was like, let's go, like I can't do this no more. So by the time we left, I texted my boyfriend and I told him, my parents are taking me to the hospital. I'm feeling more contractions and they're very, very painful and I'm starting to cry and I can't walk. So if we do get admitted 100% for sure, like one of my parents will call you and let you know 100%. But just, you know, I kind of gave him the heads up because he is a blue collar, so he needs to, I know like how his job is, so I kind of wanted him to have some time to be like, okay, you know what, like let me kind of get this prepared and whatnot, so that way I don't have to worry about it, because again, he's at work, so I know like his job is a lot more difficult than, you know, my job, obviously. We get to the hospital and we go up to top. I literally had to sit down in a freaking wheelchair because I couldn't walk. And I was trying to talk over the phone because they needed my information to see when I was there and if I'm registered with them and whatnot. and I couldn't talk. I started crying. They took me in and they put me in the room. My mom stayed with me and they were checking my centimeters, at how much I was dilated. I was dilated like at 6 centimeters or something like that. I was like, whoa. So my mom was like, holy crap. Like, she called my boyfriend, told him like, hey, like, the baby's coming, like the baby could come very soon, so she's like, you know, try and her if you can, but drive safe. So he ended up showing up perfect timing. This was like probably like afternoonish, and then like a couple hours later is when I had her. But I did and was still able to get the epidural, and I was so afraid that I was not going to be able to get the epidural, but I could not get the epidural, so I had to get the epidural. So when I got the epidural, like, I was just so relieved. I was like, wow, like, I don't know how women respectfully do it without getting an epidural and do it unmedicated. It is a beautiful thing, don't get me wrong, but like, holy moly, like, I did not think that that would feel like that. And I had her, when it was time to push, I had her within a few minutes and with like 4 pushes. I kid you not, you guys. Like, I didn't feel nothing when she came out, but a couple minutes and literally like 4 pushes and she was out. I was like, holy moly. I think it was on my second push and they're like, do you guys see the hair? Oh my gosh, I see the hair. And I was like, oh man. I enjoyed every single moment, but definitely not the pain. I am gonna post up this video before the labor and delivery vlog go up, because I am talking already about my labor and delivery experience, but also to kind of giving you guys like a little bit of a story time before of how it kind of went, so that way when you guys watch the video, it's kind of like it kind of makes sense in a way. Because honestly, like, obviously I'm a first time mom. It's my first time having a baby, my boyfriend's first time, my mom's first time as well. So for them, they know I was gonna do a YouTube video, but for them it's like they're not clicked into the moment to film, you know what I mean? Because it's not something that they're consistent or do, obviously, for a living like me. But for me, I was like, I had in the back of my mind like, oh my gosh, like, I want to film this, like, I want to post something, like post like a real experience, you know, just like other moms out there who do on YouTube channel. So I wanted to do that, but it was really difficult because my mom was focused on me and she was just making sure that like I was okay and I was not. They weren't trying to give me like other things that like I didn't know of and me just be like, okay, yeah, whatever. So that part, and then also my boyfriend, you know, my boyfriend's in that moment of like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna be a dad. He saw me in so much pain. He was like tearing up and everything. So it was just like, you know, so much. So I already in that moment, when I was already just being in so much pain, I was just like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna have the video that I really wanted it to be or come out. But I remembered, I worded out to my mom, I told her like, record, because I know at hospitals you can't really record, but I try to do certain things here and there, but not for like a certain purpose, but because I wanted to make this video for you guys. My mom did record, but it wasn't, you know, obviously like completely entirely everything. Like, there was like little clips here and there, so I will put like a voiceover on those, but it will probably be like a short video, more than likely. But I now kind of know what to expect whenever we end up having like a second baby, possibly. So that way I can kind of know how it works and everything. I just didn't know how it worked in the hospital, you know, and everything. And I'm obviously laying down in bed, so I'm not gonna know. But I do appreciate my mom taking all those videos and everything, because my camera was actually in my hospital bag, which was in my mom's truck. And my phone my mom had, and my mom had her phone, so she ended up recording from her phone. So I will try to do like a little short clip, like a short clip intro type of thing, and like kind of like, you know, have a little voiceover and whatnot to kind of just talk a little bit about, I'm not sure what I'm gonna mention, but something along that line. I'm trying to like envision it a little bit, just try to see how I want to put the video together. And I'm really super grateful that my parents were able to be here in that moment when she was already here. Now the last one, somebody did say, how is motherhood going? So motherhood honestly is going great, I will say, but it is very challenging, because as soon as we came home, I was like, man, we came home. with the little human being that I have to be in charge of now. So like we thought that she was gonna be coming after 40 weeks, but she literally came the same day as my boyfriend's birthday. We didn't know. And by the time we got home, everything at least was good, set up, her clothes, diapers, everything, etc. I am still enjoying every single moment. Now when you guys watch this video, she is already 1 month. She already hit her 1 month mark just yesterday. And it's super crazy because like it's crazy for me to know that like I already have a 1 month old baby, but she still looks so small. I wanted to film during the newborn stage, but like I couldn't really film as much. I just feel like when you're a first-time mom, you're so stuck within that moment of being a mom, and I want to make sure like I give my daughter the proper attention that she needs, regardless of me trying to film and everything. And I knew that it was going to be hard to film, which I think I did try filming another video, but it was a little bit difficult, so I think that one's going to be short. I don't know if I'm going to upload that or not, but after I see the clips and everything, we'll see then. But I know that obviously it's mom life now. Everything's gonna be difficult, nothing is gonna be easy, and it's definitely not gonna be the same as it was before on all my other videos. So it's definitely gonna be different, but today's video has been a little slightly different. My boyfriend has to go back to work. I will be home with our baby just by myself. So like every single moment that is happening right now like is, you know, I have my boyfriend to help me with literally everything. He's been cooking breakfast, he's been making lunch, he's been making dinner, he's been doing all that stuff. He's been watching our baby, so that way like I can go take a nice long shower if I need to, or you know, just pump or anything. So I'm like, man, like I'm only like thinking like, how am I gonna do this when he goes back to work? I know other moms out there like have done it already, but you know, just as a first-time mom, you're just like, man, like what am I gonna do? Like I now have to wake up this early to be out by this time, because now you got a baby to take care of, and it's not just yourself that's getting ready and everything. I am enjoying, I guess like I can say, is just like all my whole newborn stage, I've been just enjoying every single moment, especially because like I won't get this much time off with my boyfriend and like as a family. So I'm making sure that I just enjoy every single moment with our baby, but also too with him as well, because he's gonna be going back to work, and I know that when he goes back to work, he's gonna be working like so much, because again, he's a blue collar man, so he's been working, you know, 12 plus hours every single day pretty much, never gets really a day off, and if he does, it's rare. So he'll be working like 6 days a week, but he's supposed to be working 5, but because he has me now, like, and the baby, he wants to just ensure that we're all okay, you know, everything. But yes, family does come first, and like family time is what matters the most. I don't think that I would be able to get through this whole entire pregnancy without the support that I have. Like the support that I have from my family and friends, especially my parents and my boyfriend, like it's tremendously amazing. And I never thought that I would actually have this amount of support, but you get to see who is actually real for you in your life. And it's very sad to say, but it's just the truth, you guys, you know. I'm gonna cut it off there because I'm getting like kind of emotional, and it's actually already 2:09 and I have to get back home now already, because again, my boyfriend is gonna be heading out soon, and I don't know what time he needs to leave, but I just need to get back. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys enjoy all the other videos and the upcoming videos that will be coming very, very, very soon. We finally hit 300 subscribers. Now we're almost at 350 subscribers already, which is tremendously amazing and super duper freaking crazy for me, because I've been super duper consistent, but it shows that hard work does pay off, you guys. So if you guys did enjoy this video today, or if you guys found that this video was helpful for you guys in the beginning, talking about YouTube and how to get started and tips and tricks and advice, please feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and make sure you guys leave a comment down below. If you guys have any other additional questions, please feel free to go ahead and leave them down below, because I will respond to you guys. I know I am a first-time mom, so I will be latched onto my baby like crazy, because I have been, and I feel guilty though. The fact that I'm away from my girl for about an hour, it still gets to me, but I try not to, because you know, you still need to feel yourself. I know I still have to do now 2 different giveaways, so please stay tuned on for that. But please make sure you guys go and follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, because I will be doing a giveaway. I don't know exactly what, but please just bear with me. Right now I pretty much have been on lockdown inside the house, just because right now weather has been really crazy, and we just don't want to get our baby sick or kind of expose her like that, because she does have a small immune system. I hope you guys enjoy the labor vlog, and I know it's not as raw as 100%. Trust me, in the future I now know what to expect.